Such a good job. That was crazy.
We are live from the Team Hotel in San Antonio, Texas, where the Alamo Bowl will be taking place about this time tomorrow.
Yes.
Got some special guests joining the show. Last one of the Travis and Shedeur era.
Wow.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Let's go, baby. The DNVR Pregame Show for the Alamo Bowl, the last game of the Travis and Shedeur era here at Colorado. We're presented by Game Time and Coors Light. Download the Game Time app, use the promo code BUFFS. You'll get $20 off your first purchase and get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR.
I got two things to say, and then I'm going to give up my headset to Coach Helow. One, the vibes down here are what's beyond immaculate.
I don't
like
know.
Elite, pristine.
Like we
perfect.
just, we did our work, at least our first half of our work before the show. We got it done, and then we were like, let's just pop over to a bar. So we're on a bar at the Riverwalk. Buffs fans rolling through.
Yeah.
One guy had like a Nate Landman DNVR shirt on.
Crazy.
Everyone
Lots
was
of DNVR shirts.
Everyone is in a good mood. We walk down here. Everyone's smiling faces. It just feels amazing to be here. Like, I could stay another week.
Bowl game vibes are elite.
Yeah, bowl game vibes are off the chain.
And it's still beautiful outside. The weather is still
day.
That's actually
Best day.
I forgot that
Otherwise,
part.
the best day this week.
for real.
Before you get up, there's a challenge in this show for you. That you have to start the school fight song and get the bar behind us 2 floors down.
He won't.
to
He won't
join
do it.
in.
He ain't
I
like
want
that.
to put the challenge out there early so the listeners know to stay tuned.
Yep.
Because at some moment, it's going to pop off.
Yeah,
I
skeptical.
believe RK is going to do it.
I'm skeptical.
I've never turned down a challenge in my life.
Wow.
So yeah, I will do that before the end of this show, and then but one more thing I want to say is what a journey from, I was kind of thinking about it in the lens of pregame shows, and it's just crazy to think about like our first pregame show from the hotel in Fort Worth
Yep.
to now, and obviously this isn't the last pregame show, but it is the last pregame show of the Shedeur and Travis era and Cam and so many great Buffs who have been a part of the show and more importantly been a part of this team, and it's just crazy to think of like then to now, what a transformation like the team has gone through, our team has gone through, just everything. It's crazy.
Even just to the end of last year, the last pregame show from last year to now.
Yeah.
Night and day, bro.
For real.
It is crazy. We got a few guests coming through today.
That we know of, and more to show up because we were right in the epicenter of it.
We are.
We're in the
Oh,
thick
God.
of it. Shout
We
out to Miss Barbara Hilliard, my 10th grade English teacher, who would have had a problem with your introduction and your misplaced modifier because your sentence structure suggested that the game was going to be played here at this hotel. Yeah, I learned something.
You got to fix that, bro.
What did I
Come
say?
on, I don't know. What'd you say?
That modifier, bro.
Yeah.
That
You said,
modifier.
are they getting ready to do it again? Oh, wait, I heard it crank it up.
What did I say?
That won't count
That
though.
we're live here, where the game is going to be played, and the game's not going to be played here. It's going to be played at the Alamo Bowl.
Alamo
Sentence
Dome. Alamo Dome.
I love Jake. Jake had a horrible day yesterday, and he survived it.
Yeah.
And still brought the vibes and the energy.
I had a great
good
day
man.
yesterday. Thank you, Aunt.
Someone challenged you on your beer selection, or you let it slip out and you tried to pull it back in the comments.
Oh yeah,
The
no.
airport
Oh,
beer
yeah,
selection.
He got a Coors Light.
I did.
Got 6 of them.
4 of them, yeah.
That's the only beer I drink ever.
All right, let's get our first guest on here.
Let's do it.
All right, Coach Helow.
Coach Helow, you can come on this.
My
Come
first
this.
cousin Helow.
First cousin.
Yeah, we're first
Wow,
cousins,
just
man.
learned that. Crazy.
Yeah.
Blood cousins.
Why'd you wait so long to tell us?
Well, you just haven't been listening, because I say it every time we have him on.
Ain't that a common theme? Him
not
not listening?
listening, yeah.
Let's go. What up, Coach? Good to see you.
Yeah, man. Good to be back.
Good to see you, man.
How you
Great to be
guys,
back.
Uncle Neely?
Yeah, how you feeling, brother?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. How was practice this week? I'll play like I didn't ask you that earlier today.
No, it was good. Good week of preparation, and like I heard you guys just talking about, man, San Antonio is an underrated place. So the energy around here has been awesome. They do the AFC conventions here a lot, which is great because you got the Riverwalk down there, and all these hotels are connected to the bars and restaurants. So it's a really good time, and you can tell that there's a lot of energy in this place.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
What does it feel like? It's Bent's last game, but it's a lot of key guys on defense, and does it just feel like kind of a culmination of everything? At least the last year that you've been here?
Yeah, no, it's going to be like that every year. You gain guys, lose guys with the portal. But I just think that our team, man, is really excited about this opportunity, and we're just ready to go,
Most definitely. Obviously, Coach Shermer, we talked to him yesterday, and he was talking about, for some of the guys who are going to be here next year, like this bowl game can kind of be looked at as kind of the start of next season. Like how, important you think it would be, for obviously a good showing, tomorrow, and how that can kind of bleed into the off season into 2025.
Yeah, no doubt. He's right about that. First off, when you get 28 practices, right, you have a lot more time to rep guys. So all the younger guys, they've been getting a lot more reps in practice.
Yeah.
Coach Prime at the end, get the threes out there that are going to be in the ones and twos or competing for a 1 and 2 spot next year.
Yeah.
So it was an opportunity for those guys to get out there and practice techniques, fundamentals, get tied in with the scheme and things that we're going to be doing in winter workouts and spring ball. So it's really good. Hey, let's talk about one thing, though, Neely, for a second, because I know you and me were talking at the luncheon today. How about Coach Prime, his speech today, and Coach Shitake's speech today on sportsmanship and the love and admiration to faith-based guys that just are about the right stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think it's getting talked about enough in our world today about how important sportsmanship is.
Yeah.
And the way that those two guys got up there in front of everybody today and were applauding each other's team, knowing that they're, two of the fiercest competitors.
Absolutely.
And this is arguably the best game outside of the college football playoffs.
Yep.
And just, it's all faith, family, and football with those guys. I thought that was a really special event today.
Yeah,
It was.
I thought it set the tone, man. And they've been doing it all week. You got to be a part of a private coaches-only dinner with the other team, and everybody left that with a good vibe. I think these programs are led by just quality human beings. One of the things you hear Coach Shermer say a lot is, man, just be a good person. We have a team built on just good people in the locker room.
There's no doubt. And when Charlie got up there, and he had his platform, he said the first thing that I give praise to is my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And you had both teams on BYU and at Colorado that were cheering for him when he said that. And I think that's a representation of, a top-down approach. The head coaches on both sides of the ball, that's what they're about. So that was cool.
Coach, let me throw this at you. I got a request from some of the big boys in broadcasting world, and they wanted permission to use some of my clips of you from halftime, right? And so, we don't give away the total secret sauce. We hide the board. They just hear you talking. What is it about your halftime adjustments that you, hang your hat on, pride yourself on? Because when the world sees it, the instruction taking place at halftime, and then see the results of what happens after halftime, the proof is just in the pudding.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that. There's a lot of people, on the defensive side of the ball that are involved in it, and everybody does a really good job. Rob gives me the opportunity to talk to the guys at halftime, and, there's really two approaches. When you're up by a lot, like the Oklahoma State game, you got to challenge the guys. It's human nature to relax, and we talk about that all the time. When you have a 3-4 score lead, it's easy to, know that we're blowing these guys out and, let up a little bit. So you've really got to challenge them to take one play at a time, to not look at the scoreboard. We got 30 minutes of football. We're chasing greatness. We're chasing perfect plays on defense. It's not about the other team. It's about us. And then schematically, when you get hit on a play, whether it's a run or a pass, what was it? Was it a mental error, or was it a lack of technique or fundamentals not being in the right place on that play? And it's having a calm presence, but a very fiery presence, to making sure that whoever it is that you're coaching or teaching is engaged and they know what you're talking about, and you draw the play up on the board and the run fit and the pass responsibility, and make sure that they know their alignment, their assignment, their technique, their job on that play, which creates the good execution or lack of when you had a breakdown in it. And our guys are great. You got to give them the credit because, we can coach them up and teach them, but they're the guys that have to take the information and go out in the second half and apply the rules. And, I applaud all those guys. And they're really, guys like Bentley, guys like Cam, they just take so much pride in their individual performance and their collective performance as a defense. And when you got guys like that are bought into the principles and values of your defense and doing exactly what you're teaching them and coaching them to do, it's a pleasure to be around.
Coach Nakai, he entered the portal, so you're going to have different guys, I'm assuming, playing next to Bentley. Just what's it like trying to get a group like that ready to go?
Next guy up. Yeah. We've got all the faith and confidence in the world in the other guys. If guys choose to feel like they can achieve whatever it is they're going after, to make a business decision based off what they think is best for him, good for Nakai. I had him at Michigan. I had him here. I'm wishing him the best. But we've got other guys that have put in a good month of practice. They're trained and prepared, and they're ready to go in at not just the linebacker position, any of them. And we're looking forward to seeing what they're going to do in the game.
Most definitely. I think one of the coolest things about, being able to get to a bowl game in this spot is having some of your early enrollees be able to take part of, kind of bowl game practice and kind of be around some of these other guys like you mentioned. You have one early enrollee in your linebacker room, Montrez Walker, but just kind of talk about how those young guys being around guys like Ben, being around guys like Cam, see how they practice and operate, how valuable that is for them.
Yeah, there's experience. There's no doubt about it. When you're a young guy, you're trying to learn. You're trying to learn the technique and fundamental side of things. You're trying to learn how practice is operated. You're trying to learn the scheme. And when you have a senior or a veteran in the group that understands how to do it, it definitely helps out the coaches. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of our talk here. Going to a bowl game, when you have the opportunity to do that, now you get these mid-year guys that get to come in, they get acclimated. Yeah. And they get to learn how a practice is, which is way different than a high school practice, the speed of it, the tempo of it, how we do drills, whether it's ball security, ball disruption, tackling, how we transition from period to period, whether it's 7-on-7 or blitz or team, how we watch tape and how we make corrections of it. You're in there. You've got your notepad out. You're taking notes. So you have a competitive advantage when it comes to winter workouts, spring ball, then fall camp.
Thanks.
And next year, when I was playing, Neely, back at Ole Miss, we didn't have that many, mid-year guys. Sure. It came about in probably 2013, 14, 15. They started doing it, and normally it was just like a 5-star guy that had to take online classes. Now you see it happening so much more, and it really creates a competitive advantage for you. That's a good question.
Appreciate that.
You talked about part of that process, watching tape. With our schedule the last couple of games and then being off, we've gotten to see a lot of BYU football. And one of the things we know is that, they're not afraid to go for it on fourth down or fake a punt or do some kind of reverse or just anything crazy that emphasizes the defense needing to be disciplined, not falling for the eye candy. What have you been talking to your guys about this offense, about fourth down, that we need to play sound football? Yeah,
though it all goes back to your rule and doing what we do and not focusing as much on the other team, but when they're running the zone cut plays and the zones and the stretches and the counters and the speed options and stuff that we've seen all year, knowing your alignment, knowing your assignment, executing your technique, and chasing perfect plays. So I feel right now that everybody going into the game is confident in knowing how to play against those plays. As far as the trick plays and gimmicky plays that they do, you've got to be alert to them. You know, whether it's a formation tendency that you see or something, you've got to be locked in. You know, in bowl prep, everybody has so much time to practice that you're going to see something that you haven't seen before. That's just how it's going to be. I mean, so what I always preach to the guys is, hey, what's your rule? You know, what's your rule on punt safe or, you know, something defensively if they do this or were to do this or get in this formation? And when you do that, I think it really slows it down for the players a little bit. And it's all about, you know, doing what your job is. You're 1/11th on that play.
Awesome, Coach. You got anything else, Scotty?
One more question for you, Coach. Obviously, as you kind of end near the end of your first year here with the Buffs, how would you kind of describe, you know, this last year since you kind of arrived in Boulder? And I'm sure you probably had some thoughts about how it would, you know, kind of shake out. But now that it's kind of near the end, how would you kind of describe this past year and, you know, kind of maybe how you've grown as a coach and these experiences that you've been able to?
Well, the first off, it's been a joy and a pleasure. And being around you guys and having this show, I mean, I've been at a lot of places, and Neely, you and I have talked about this. Like, the content that you guys put out has been phenomenal. It's incredible. You guys are truly professionals, and thank you for that. As far as being under Coach Prime's umbrella now and attached to that for life, I mean, that's an honor and a pleasure. He is – I can't say enough good things on this podcast, things that I've learned, the confidence that he instills in people, the amount of football that he knows. I mean, his football IQ is off the charts, and bringing young men together, pulling them in the right direction to do the right things on and off the field, and holding them accountable has been huge for me. And then, you know, we've won a lot of games and have had a great season. You know, when you talk about the program here, and not to talk about the past because I don't like to do that, but, you know, 1-11 and then significantly improved in year 2 to year 3. You know, I can't speak enough about how much of an honor it was to be a part of this. But, you know, it's not over yet. This is just the beginning of something. I really feel that way in my heart, and I love the guys that are here on the staff. We've talked about it before, and it's just been it's been a blessing.
Yes, sir. You know, Coach, we appreciate you stopping by, and I would be remiss if I didn't point out, because you just said it, your key word, do your 1-11, and it triggered the JB imitation of you, which I thought was spot on. The walk up, the walk off.
Oh, he got me good.
Nut up the run.
Let me tell you,
all of it.
Yeah. JB's a funny guy. He can do a lot of them. Y'all ought to bring him on here to do it sometime.
Facts.
But look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday, and thanks for everything, man.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Well, thank you, Coach, for always coming on and just for, joining the show and everything, man. You've been awesome to have, so thank you.
A lot.
All right.
We'll see you around.
Appreciate it.
Tell you this, guys, as he departs, if I had a crystal ball right here, I wouldn't have to shake it long. You know, Coach Prime's coaching tree has already produced 3 head coaches. That's going to be a 4th one that just got up right there. Like, that guy has a future in college football as a coordinator on defense, as a head coach. George Helow knows ball.
I just hope he's here next year, honestly.
Yeah, knows ball.
Yeah.
All right, I'm waiting on our camera here, but we're going to do this now.
No way.
I saw they're setting up music down there. I don't want to interrupt.
You got to beat the music.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt the live music with our fight song from up here.
This might be fire, bro.
Let me set the stage again.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm going to also put my headset down so I can yell without
killing us.
Yes.
The school fight song broke out earlier. RK was up here leading the charge from this balcony. And I challenged him. I said, bro, we go live on the show. You got to kick that damn thing off. You got to do it. He accepted the challenge, and we were about to do it live from the team hotel.
Wow.
All right,
RK,
here we go. Ready?
Up to ass time, brother.
Let's go.
Fight, see you down the field. See you must win. Fight for victory. See you know no defeat. So roll up that mighty stone. Never give in. Shoulder to shoulder.
Fight. Fuck 'em up. Go see you. That was loud.
That was hard.
That was crazy.
Go crazy, bro.
Sometimes,
well done.
back in the trenches,
Those are my
challenge
people.
the guy to do something because you know he'll do it.
You deserve part of
Because
that.
you know he'll do it.
Oh, God.
All
true.
he needed was a nudge. That's true. He wanted to do it
That's
the whole
true.
time.
That's
He
true.
just needed somebody to say, I dare you. And he's like, okay, now I'm justified.
That was a beautiful
well
thing.
done, well played.
That
I
was-
can't wait for you to see the footage. Like, it was kick-ass.
That's sick. Yeah, they were turning up down there.
They were.
They were loud.
I think I saw Miss Peggy do a cartwheel.
Oh, that was sick.
All right, let's take
Those are
our,
my people.
let's take our first break. And shout out the homies over at Raising Cane's.
Oh, yeah. That's a squad right there.
We went to New York and we had a pretty lit Raising Cane's that we ended up at. Do you think there's one out here that could match that level? Because I think my new goal is to find the most lit Raising Cane's in the country.
I mean, the one in Times Square with a DJ booth is going to be hard to beat.
Literally.
It is going to be tough to beat, but I have faith in Raising Cane's. They're like that, you know?
They
That's
really
true.
are.
That's true. They've got fire locations everywhere.
They do. And they got fire food, too. For cook-to-order hand-battered chicken fingers, race into Raising Cane's, turbocharge your chicken fingers, and get them even faster by ordering online at raisingcanes.com or through their mobile app, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
One love. And they do have Raising Cane's in Texas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't have Bet365.
I know.
But we're working on it. Talk to your local legislator or whatever if you're from here.
And that works.
Yeah.
You remember the issues I was having when I got to Colorado
Yeah.
with certain sites
Yeah.
that we won't mention. I made a couple calls.
Yeah.
Those sites work now on my phone.
That's
boy.
that is very true. So, you know, these people listen when you call.
Write your congressman.
Write
It
your
works.
write your congressman. Tell them we need Bet365 here in
Oh,
Texas
boy.
because without it, how would you be able to unlock $150 in bonus bets when you use the code DNVR365? You just wouldn't.
Gotta love it.
So all you got to do is deposit $10, bet $5. As soon as that $5 bet settles, boom, $150 in bonus bets in your account. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Of course, you must be 21 and older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly, and if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Well done.
Hey, let me shout out to the chat a second. JB and some other folks, I see you. We love you. Got to let you know we are in the hotel. I know you're down at dinner. You just witnessed that school song by RK. But we can't honor your request because we are in a player-only, team-only part of the hotel. So we can't have the live audience where we are right now. But we will be downstairs when the show is over, so just hang around.
Yeah, we will. Some people from down there already said they want to buy us some shots after this.
Who would we be if we didn't accept that?
So we love that. We will be down there. And then for those of you who didn't see on social media, we will be at Mad Dogs tonight, 8:30. I just have a feeling this might be the most lit meetup we've ever had. Like tailgates, everything included.
Shaping up that way, bro.
Yeah. Everyone we see is like, I'll be there. So we're going to pop off.
I totally see Jake getting wet tonight in the river.
Wow.
Like, I believe it's going to happen.
You know what I see from Jake tonight? This one right here.
Oh, yes. the number one Jake face. Yeah.
Zone a bucket of vodka, Jake, is what I say.
Nope. Not going to happen.
Hey, how dope is that from Coach Helow to shout out the DNVR squad, man, about
Hell
the
yeah.
elite content that this squad's been pushing out, man. Real recognize real. Shout out, Coach.
I couldn't hear him. What'd he say?
He said we're like that pretty
We
much.
crushed it, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah. By the way, have you ever been like in an apartment complex and like a really loud sound happens outside and everyone goes out to their balcony to see what just happened?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what everyone's doing in the hotel now. They're like, what's this ruckus out here?
Well, you know, not now, but before we go off the air, encore? Encore?
I feel like, you know, when the first movie is so good,
Yeah.
it doesn't need a sequel.
All right.
It's true.
All right.
I like that.
You might be able to get him to do it again. When
Oh,
we go
no, he's doing it
downstairs,
again.
though. Oh, he's,
He wants to.
this is far from the last time he sings the fight
He
song.
wants to do it.
I'll sing the fight song in every location we go to today.
Love it. How long till our next guest?
Oh. Once I text him.
Oh,
You know.
well. Today we had Coach Satake, and it's something that Coach Helow was talking about, but he's right.
Yeah,
like
it was.
the sportsmanship and like camaraderie between those two. And I didn't get to bring it up with Coach Helow, but I feel like that's kind of what fuels or is fueling the energy behind this game and why all these players are playing and why this could be one of the best games of bowl season this year because of that fact.
I completely agree, and I tweeted this out. Like, I have so much appreciation for these coaches for the way that they approach this game.
Yeah.
We've kind of lost it a little bit in college football. We've lost the plot when it comes to bowl games. And, like, yes, of course, everyone wants to compete and win a championship. But back in the day, only 2 teams got to do that. Mm-hmm. And everyone else got their bowl game. And landing in a place like the Alamo Bowl meant something.
Yeah.
And over the past few years, I just feel like we've lost a chunk of that. And I feel as though Coach Prime and Kalani Sitake have brought it back for this game. The fans have responded to the way that they've approached it, so the fans care now. The players care now. Mm-hmm. Everyone's playing, and I think the nation is going to follow by tuning into this game and seeing what it's really about. So hats off to those two. It's clear they have a lot of mutual respect for each other, and I love that, that BYU – I feel like Colorado is probably the first to say this because Coach Prime's been asked about it for a while. Mm-hmm. But I love that BYU matched the energy and said, all right, let's do it. If we're going to dance, let's dance.
I think that being in the same conference is added to it, too.
Yeah.
A lot of people kind of poo-pooed that, why do we have to play a conference foe in the bowl game? But I think that's because Coach Prime mentioned it, like, they're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Like,
we're going to see them next year and probably the year after.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
So this is a very meaningful game, not just because it's a big bowl game, but because this is going to happen again very soon in, like, 9 months.
Just 2 well-coached teams, man, and you just saw evidence of that today. And I feel like add Coach Sitake to the list of Big 12 coaches who really showed Coach Prime love this season. I don't know what was going on with the other conferences coaches, at some points last year, but
jealousy.
You said it, not me, but I agree. But I mean, that was just cool to see. Like, it really seemed like they have a genuine friendship, kind of relationship up there, and because they are about the same things, faith and family and football. The 3 Fs. Those 3 things mean a lot to those individuals, and those 3 things mean a lot to the players on those 2 teams, because I feel like each of the players on those 2 teams have kind of taken on the personality of their head coaches, which is an awesome thing to see.
That's what great teams do.
Right.
Absolutely.
You just reminded me of a really funny moment in the luncheon today when Charlie was interviewed by Taylor McGregor from ESPN. And she, asked him a question. I don't remember what the question was. And he just goes, first of all, I want to give all glory to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And the entire BYU side, including all of the players, were like, yeah! Like, it was great.
Hell yeah.
I loved it.
It was a fun day.
It was.
What else happened today at the presser?
Let's see.
What happened at the end that you loved?
Coach, the video that you clipped
could not go out.
Oh yeah.
Bro, go show love to Scott on this tweet.
Yeah, facts.
It's doing pretty well, too.
It actually is, bro. Tomorrow gonna be an emotional day.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons and for a lot of people. And again, people might think, oh yeah, it's gonna be emotional with Coach Prime, coaching his sons, and obviously Travis for the last time, but it's so much more than that. He mentioned Cam, who he's been coaching since he was a sophomore in high school. Mm-hmm. Guys like, Chidoze, who, took a chance for his last year of eligibility. Guys like Shane Cokes, who have been here for years. Like, it's a lot of real relationships that have been bonded over the last couple of years, including this year. And it's just going to make for a sad day, an emotional day, I should say. Not sad, but emotional. Bittersweet is a good way to put it. And that just means a lot. You can just tell, again, listening to Coach Prime today, how much he really cares about the young men on this football team. And it goes beyond football, and you just love to see that.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Can you pull that up again? Let me just read the quote, because that was a banger. Like, Coach Prime really cooked. He goes, it's unfortunate that talking about the seniors, are moving on, but you pray that you poured into them enough that when they move on, they move up. They're not just passing by. And that's a hell of a bar. You don't want somebody to just move on. No, you want them to elevate, use what you kind of poured into them, what you instilled in them, to shine at the next level. And there are going to be a handful of guys, I feel like, in this, kind of senior class who ball at the next level in the NFL. And that's going to be so fun to watch.
Yep. He was cooking today.
Yeah, I thought he also cooked on the subject of why they're taking the bowl game so seriously. And he said, why would you work so hard to get here and then act like it's nothing when you got there?
Yeah.
And I thought that was so fantastic. And then, Coach Sitake backed it up and said, both of these teams love playing football.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, that's what this is. They get a chance to play ball. And, again, that's one of those things that I just feel like got lost in the last 10 years.
Yep, and I think both of them mentioned this too. I mean, neither of them were expected to be anywhere close to a place like this at the beginning of the year.
11th and 13th, they were picked to finish in the Big 12.
So you go through the whole season kind of being disrespected. Like, it always just brings you closer together. You just don't want to let that go. So this bowl game is just going to mean a little bit more because of that fact. You don't want to say goodbye to this team. It's inevitable, but you got to cherish it.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting. You guys have talked about it. We talked about it at practice with Coach David Kelly. It's going to be an interesting, budding rivalry.
Yeah.
But it's not a rivalry in the sense that you're used to in college football. You're used to the Nebraska-Colorado rivalry where people are egging cars.
Hate.
Yeah. But for us to play them now, they're coming to Folsom Field. You could likely get them again in the Big 12 championship, so forth and so on, starting now. That this is, with the personality of these two coaches, high road guys, but are just exceptional competitors at the same time. It's going to be refreshing for all of college football. I want to whoop your ass, but I'm going to help you up after I do it.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll go grab a beer, but I'm going to whoop your ass.
I just think about, too, how valuable of a recruiting tool the Alamo Bowl can be. We talk about the fact that it's probably the best non-CFP bowl game. It's obviously on national television. There are going to be a lot of eyes on that game, as there typically are for Colorado football games. But I'm just thinking about high school guys who are currently in the transfer portal. They see, this team go out there and do tomorrow what they've done for most of the season. I feel like it's going to, spark something in at least a couple of guys who are like, yeah, that's where I need to be.
I think
that's where I need to be.
It already has, though. I mean, see guys like K-Salt already out here. These transfers who have already just signed on right away, they're just like, yeah, I want to join the team as soon as I possibly can. I just want to be there, be around this culture, and, kind of contribute to it. So that's why I think
definitely
it's already going.
By the way, this is kind of a little bit off topic, but tomorrow I think is the first time that this team will play in a dome.
Yep.
And
bombs away.
I think that we might just see an even more impressive offensive display than we've seen. One, the conditions are perfect, obviously, so for throwing the football, it couldn't be better.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like guys move a little bit faster.
Yeah.
The turf runs
indoors,
fast.
Yeah, the turf runs fast.
Definitely.
I think you're going to see some explosive plays out there tomorrow.
You know what I would really love to see, damn near above all else, as we're talking about the offensive side of the ball? Give me an opening drive touchdown. Set the tone early. Obviously, this team, this offense in particular, has kind of struggled to come out, rolling. Some slow first quarters, some slow first halves. But I feel like with weeks to prepare, and we know how Shedeur is with extra time to prepare for an opponent, an opening drive touchdown, I feel like will really set the tone. And I feel like that's kind of really what this team needs to kind of get going after, a month off of football, you know?
For sure.
All right, Jake, you get one thing on your wish list.
What? For the bowl?
Yeah.
Like I just did.
Well, we did this earlier in the week. I said just Jimmy have a big game.
Okay. Name the line. Name the stat line.
The stat line for Jimmy. Give me 7 for 220 and 2 tuds.
Okay. Yeah.
That'd be elite.
That's that happens, bro. I mean, Jimmy skyrockets up.
I was going to say that's
boards.
a 2-round upgrade.
Yes. Oh, and he's going to,
especially against that defense.
Well, he's going to be one of the fastest players at the combine. He's going to go higher than people think anyway.
Yep. Absolutely. What you got on your wish
I'm the
list?
same thing. My numbers aren't that high for Jimmy. I want Jimmy Horn to have a big game. Give me the 2 touchdowns, but I will take 125 yards in that process.
Love it. I'm going to choose something that we've been waiting on and praying for and hoping for. And I think it's the number one thing, other than like a walk-off field goal or something, that would get the crowd to a different sound.
Euphoria.
That's a Travis Hunter pick six.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter pick six would feed families.
It would. You're right. That is the number one thing.
Yeah. That'd be it. Number one thing would be a win.
Well, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
Actually, true number one thing would be BTA.
BTA would.
Yes. I need one more video, bro. I really need one more video.
I will.
You're going to offend some people in the stadium if you do PTA.
That's true, bro. For those of you who've been following along on social media, I've built a great relationship with the Valero Alamo Bowl.
Yeah, your new friends.
They're my new friends. And a person who everyone knows online, but I'm not going to say their name because that gives them too much credit, who's just a generational hater, responded to them and was like, RK is actually trash, quote tweeting the BTA video. And I was just like, you can't hurt me.
Yeah.
I love that video.
Yeah, that's like publicity for your
just
brand.
reminds me of when Colorado kicked Arizona's ass. Like,
that was your perfect time to reply with Mike Tyson. And you didn't take it.
I never respond to that specific account.
I do it every day. Someone's getting Tyson ass for me every day.
Let's take our next break.
The video you sent us of the guy working out.
That was crazy.
That was
the build
wild.
up to it, man. It's all in the build up.
Shout out to our friends over at Empire Today. It's gonna be a minute before I'm back in the DNVR Studio A. But when I'm there, it's gonna look like we just left it, like it looked when Empire Today just installed a new floor. Because these floors are well made, they're durable, strong.
Is that you?
Yeah. Anyway, schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount when you use the promo code DNVR. Some restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/DNVR for details.
Also, shout out to Elevations Credit Union, home of the sexiest credit card in world history. It's the Go Buffs Visa Signature Rewards Card. A nice matte black with a metallic gold buffalo on there. The best credit card and the only official credit card of CU Athletics. So get over to Elevations Credit Union and get your Go Buffs Visa Signature Reward Card, or you can go to buffscreditcard.com to apply and see full card benefits and details.
Slash. What's
Details.
up, man?
I'm here.
Welcome back.
Hold on.
Why?
Let's take a deep breath.
Oh, jeez.
We can't just bring Slash on with Slash like he's every damn week. That is Kordell Stewart.
Yes.
We got to build this thing up.
And I would
we
like to
doing?
add on, in the spirit of a bowl game, the MVP of the
Now we're
1995 Fiesta Bowl.
Now we're talking.
And
We're
I'm
talking
curious,
about that on the bus.
because I have this. Do you remember what your stats were in that game?
No, I do not. Can you help me out?
Yes, I can. 143 yards rushing and a touchdown, as well as 205 yards passing and a touchdown.
Now that's
In
how you
a
bring him on.
41-24 rout of Notre Dame.
That's how
not
you
that
bring him
bad.
on.
That's
That's
not
how
that
you
bad.
bring him on.
You know, they got these little quarterbacks out here these days that everybody's talking about. My name never get mentioned, but when I come on this show, it always get mentioned.
Yeah, there we go. We got
Let's
you.
keep it going.
Let me tell the folks out there this, too. Because somewhere this weekend, there's going to be a guy at a restaurant, and he's going to meet a little kid, and he's going to be inclined to brush that little kid off because we're all busy. Kordell Stewart, about 10 years ago, stopped to take a picture, didn't brush the little kid off. That little kid is now at Colorado wearing number 10.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
sir.
Way to be a good human being, man.
Well, it's funny. My son and I, we was coming from somewhere, and I saw Julian Lewis, who we were talking about, and his dad, Juju. And he just came up, Mr. Stewart, I watched your highlights. My dad, showed me this, that, and the third. And, his dad was like, thank you for being such a great player and role model. And, my son watched you, and all of a sudden he wants to wear number 10.
Yeah.
So I followed him actually on DMing each other throughout his career, going to Pace Academy. I think then he ended up going to, something like Dorsville or something like that before you end up going to Carrollton. But every time he went to whatever camp, I saw him step up in the pocket in any games. I would say, man, great way to keep two hands on the ball, stepping in the pocket, keep your eyes downfield, making a great throw, accurate throw. Thank you. Before you know it, I see him, I think, the Utah game, or Cincinnati, whichever game I came to.
Yeah.
Accidentally, honestly. And then all of a sudden, a week or two later, he ends up committing and he's getting an opportunity to wear number 10. So, fate always shows you when you do by right, put yourself in a good position. Colorado wasn't on my mind when I was seeing the kids that many years ago. Mm-hmm. But to see him here now, and all of a sudden I saw him today, I think when you and I were walking out of the stadium, I think you and I are one of the coaches walking out of the stadium, the dome, and tapped me on my shoulder. My first time seeing him since he committed and he's here. And I was like, you know what, man, it's all right. Made me feel pretty good. It's like a crying dad for about 20 seconds or so when I saw that happen. But it's great to see him here. Great kid. Going back to his freshman year at Carrollton, he broke the state record in the state championship game of touchdowns and yards thrown. Ended up losing that game, but he went to the state championship and broke all of the records forever. Trevor Lawrence, whoever you want to pick, had played in the state championship. He broke every record when it came to touchdowns and yards thrown as a freshman in high school. So I'm looking forward to it.
513 yards and 5
crazy.
touchdowns.
Just say 1,000 yards, man, in one game. Yeah.
You know, Slash, I asked you at practice, and we talked on the bus riding back about you seeing your program, your school, get back to a bowl game under your friend Coach Prime. And then on the bus, we talked about the bowl games you participate in.
Yeah.
Talk to us about those two things, you know, seeing Coach Prime get us back to prominence and then lean on your bowl experience, what these players are going through.
Well, it was, I mean, it's one, when Coach Prime came in, of course, knowing that we've only won one game prior to him coming in, to then win 4 games and had maybe 3 or 4, you know, down, we lost by maybe 6 or less points or whatever.
Like 3 or 4
something like that. Could have easily been 8-4, but, you know, you got to finish the games, right? But then this year, we come so close to having double digits before this game, possibly playing a conference championship game, chance to win and go to the postseason. But you know what? The beautiful part about it is you learn from these great moments, because this is still a great moment. I'm excited and elated for this institution. I'm excited for this football team. But no better way to have it done by someone that you know and really dear to you when it comes to a man and as a friend, and to see these young men and even you guys, you know, everybody's excited. You know, it's the way I remember Boulder being when I was there. And to see it that way now, it's unbelievable. But the time in which we were playing, my first game as a freshman, we went playing the Blockbuster Bowl against Alabama. The late Derek Thomas was one of the outside linebackers / defensive ends. Then we ended up playing the Fiesta Bowl against Syracuse, against Marvin Graves and that crew. We lost. I went on the road to Hawaii to play in the Hula Bowl. I said the road, right? Had to fly over some water, played in the Hula Bowl. And then the next year we went back to Arizona and we played in the Fiesta Bowl again against Notre Dame. So all 4 years that I was here, we've had winning records, well enough to play in the bowl games. But bowl games are so many now. They're just, it's not the Fiesta, it's not just the Orange Bowl, the Citrus Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Sugar Bowl. Those are the main 4 bowls. Now you have the Alamo Bowl and all the other toilet bowls and ketchup bowls and, you know, tissue bowls and things like that.
And who thought we would live to see the day that you got a Snoop Dogg Bowl?
Now we got a Snoop Dogg Bowl.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg,
a lot of bowls,
man.
a lot of bowls, man. I mean, but the beautiful part about it is you give kids something to look forward to. If you want to get on a big dance floor, you got to play big football.
Right.
We're very close, but it's something to look forward to, because now the recruits that we really would like to get translate for us, because now they see that the program is a winning program. They see Coach Prime is stable in the sense of what he's going to do, and that's when it start permeating. You know, everything positive start permeating in the area, and that's what we have so far in Colorado right now. We're playing against a very good team in BYU. This team is not a joke. You know, they play hard, they play physical between the tackles. And it's going to be it's not going to be an easy game for us at all. We're going to play for 60 minutes because those guys play very, very, very hard. So this is going to be a great opportunity for our program to go up against a very good team like BYU, to give us even more credibility and try to get those double-digit wins in 10.
Yes, sir.
I feel like one of the coolest parts about this experience and just being here all week for it is they're here for a whole week. You know, as a team, you come down here on Monday, you play Saturday, and that's not how it normally is. Usually, you know, you got school, you're leaving on Friday or, you know, maybe even Thursday for a Saturday game. What are some of your memories just from being with the squad for a whole week? And then just what does it do for, you know, some of the guys that will still be here to have had this bonding time together?
That's what it's about, the bonding, the camaraderie, right? You get away from all the quote-unquote, you don't want to call them distractions because it's a part of what you do, which is class. But getting a chance to go to a bowl game, that's the opportunities and the blessings you get a chance to get, which is to get away from the institution, be amongst your guys, do all the festivities. I heard there's SeaWorld and
Yeah.
Six Flags,
Yeah.
or whatever that stuff is they have going on here, that you could do on your free time while putting in work. You try to make this moment in time somewhat like home, right? Even though you're in a hotel, you still have your schedules in the morning, you still have your schedules in the afternoon and evening time, and then, of course, you have your break time at a certain amount of time until curfew. I just remember whether it was in Miami, doing some legal things that was, going to certain places, had a good time with the boys. And then the Fiesta Bowl was in Arizona in Scottsdale with the Tempe, and then when you go to Hawaii, you're on the little scooters, the little scooters, and you're getting on the big waves, and all that fun stuff. That's the reward.
Yeah.
Being able to have a chance to play in a bowl game and wishing it could be for something big. But this is big in its own right, considering where this team has come from and where they're trying to go.
The Coach Prime era is still going, but
Yep.
we turn a page. A chapter ends after this game in the Alamo Bowl with Shedeur and Travis moving on. How would you describe the impact and what they mean to Buff Nation, the impact of what they've done here at Colorado?
The most intriguing part for me, looking at it, is these are two young men that came from the HBCU community. So many doubters were out there.
Yeah.
We would not see a Johnny Unitas Best Quarterback in the country award, nor would we see a Heisman Trophy with Travis Hunter if they would have not come here. They would have stayed in Jackson State, all due respect.
Yep.
It's not their fault that they would have still had great numbers and wouldn't get the recognition they deserve. But at the same time, a decision was made where these young men came here to this institution, was a part of the Power Five, playing and starting off in the Pac-12 to now playing in the Big 12. And the impact they made, I think, on this institution to have the second Heisman Trophy here with arguably the best, if not one of the best quarterbacks to ever play at this institution in a short span of time, consider the numbers, the way he's done it every single week. You can't question it. And so I just think what they've done for us as alums, and most importantly for Buff Nation, is bring back hope for us, man. Because now we're going to start looking for this other Travis Hunter.
Yep.
I know Travius is out there, his brother.
Yep.
He's out there lurking, getting opportunities from other schools. And then Shedeur. But we have Juju in the wings and other kids. The young kid come from Liberty.
Yep.
I can't think of his name. But we are attracting very good players now. Something we haven't had the opportunity to do in such a volume. Going all the way back to when I came here, when we had the Deion Figures, the Thorpe Award winners, the Michael Westbrooks of the world, the Alfred Williams, to myself. The list can go on and on, right? And so now we're back in a space to where we're now going to have an opportunity to compete with the best of the best.
Yeah. Slash, we always appreciate you coming by. I
course.
got to give you one more before we let you go, because I know you got some hands to shake and
Yes,
babies
sir.
kids out there in this
That's
hotel.
right.
A lot of
right.
fans here in this hotel. You got to let you spend some time with them.
Yep.
Before we let you go, back on these bowls and how they operate, when you were in that Fiesta Bowl with Notre Dame, we may not have known where, what, and when, how, but you were going to the NFL, just like Shedeur Sanders is. When you were in that bowl game, did you take some extra mental reps, like, I want to help this get this guy there too? Like, let me get him going. Let me find this receiver. Are you let the game come to you naturally? Because I know Shedeur wants to help Jimmy Horn get back on track and scene after that injury, wants to get Wester and Shepard involved as well. As a quarterback in that situation where you had yours, what was those moments like in the bowl game to try to help them get theirs?
I'm gonna be honest. The tempo and the approach to how to play the game back then at the University of Colorado, with a lot of first rounders coming out prior to us, the table was already set on how you need to work. So it wasn't like a favorable thing that we created. It was just us working, and when you have the Mike Pritchards of the world, when you have the Eric Bieniemys of the world, even the Darian Higgins, who was arguably one of the best option runners, quarterbacks in all of college football, particularly in the Big Eight, the standard was already there. So when you had your opportunity to shine, regardless of who you was, you knew what you had to do because the guy that did it before you, Lake Charles Johnson, he couldn't miss anything I threw in his direction. So for us, honestly, it was, he had Rashawn Salam, Christian Fourier it was just so much. All the D linemen, Joel Steed, who was in Pittsburgh, Shannon Clavel, who was with me. It was something where you knew the level of expectations was so high. You didn't have time to be concerned about reps that you didn't get or be concerned about how many catches you did not have during games. If you had one catch to make, you had to make it.
Make that one.
If you had to make that one throw, you had to make it.
Yeah.
If you had to make that one run to get the first down, you better make the most of it. Because if not, the next man was up. So I understand where you're coming from with guys who haven't had opportunities to play as much and may want to get some catches. The way we set it up, wherever the defense allows me to go is where I went. Where the offense, from a defensive perspective, where the offense allowed them to go, they went. So we really had this thing where we really challenged one another every single week. If you were injured, the coaches was the ones who was responsible truly to get the ball to the guys a few more times than normal. The players, to do something more than what the play required us to do, and it cost us something, we would get in trouble. So I understand what you're saying, and that's a great and an admirable thing to do or want to do, but you had to go where the play told you to go. Gotcha. You know, and if the coverage was covered two, we had to go high-low reads down the middle field to the check down. That's what it was. If it was single high, we had to go laterally to the sideline on the out route to the check down or the swing. We had to go there. We just hope it was one of those guys that wasn't playing that much to be able to get the opportunity to catch it. And the coaches knew what they were doing when they were creating plays and calling the plays. Situational football. It was easy, and we had some really good coaches back then. Ellie Uselak was the offensive coordinator. Rick Neuheisel was my quarterbacks coach my last year, and of course the great Bill McCartney, who set the tone when it came to the rich tradition that was established in that time. He was calling it. So we had some really good ones. And to your point, your question, the coaches knew who needed to get the rock in those moments. They knew.
Absolutely.
Me, they didn't put the pressure on me because I would screw it up. You know, I would screw it up real quick. But the coaches would do a great job of putting Rashawn in the position, or Michael Westbrook, or the Ray Caruths of the world who was with us, James Kidd, the Christian Forey, Matt Lepsis, who was a tight end, who was the F tight end, like a fullback, who ended up playing tackle or guard for the Denver Broncos. You know, we would put them in position to make some plays. So we found our ways to do it. It wasn't the players, it was the coaches. We just had to make sure we got the ball to the right guy. Even though they may not say it, you knew where it needed to go. And sometimes those guys end up getting fed to your question. So,
My man Slash.
Always.
The DNVR
Thank you,
Pregame
man.
Show, man. Thank you for
brothers.
stopping by.
As always.
Doors always open.
You know it.
And this is the last pregame show of the season.
But not the last time I'll see y'all.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
You finished it out. We'll see you next season.
Yes, sir. See y'all then.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Kordell. Thank you, man. Alrighty. We got prime players left. And then we will get to Super Chats.
Super Chats.
Immediately after.
And we got a lot of people watching in the hotel. Kordell Stewart's about to get on the elevator and go down. Y'all
go harass
just
him.
mobbing, man. Shit,
Jesus.
Pictures, autographs.
Don't step on his foot, though, right?
No, that was Sap.
Oh, jeez.
It's just a general thing. Just don't step on anyone's feet, honestly.
Alrighty. Let's do prime players.
What?
You ready?
Yes.
Who wants to go first? Offense.
Let me go first. Back
Well,
on the scene with it.
You're the only one different, so please.
Let's go.
Wait, what?
Let's go.
Ours are all the same?
On offense.
Oh, okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
going with the young bull, man. An elite performance tomorrow for a young guy can really bleed into 2025, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen to Jalen Miller tomorrow. I think he's going to have a big day, and I think that's going to lead into a huge true sophomore season for him in 2025. Jalen Miller is my offensive player of the game.
Love it. All the rest of us?
Jimmy Horn. Who wants to do it? Who wants to do it?
Doesn't matter when it's Jimmy Horn Jr.
Look, I mean, the guy has just missed so much time, and all we've heard about is how they can't wait to get him back healthy because they have so much unused plays, scheme stuff then in the system that Jimmy is going to thrive under. So it's finally going to happen. I can't help but think he's going to have like a 70-plus yard touchdown tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder what BYU thinks about all this, because surely they've heard it.
Of course.
Now, sometimes you're just not fast enough for it to matter.
Yep.
And that's what I think is going to happen. You're definitely going to, I think, see some tunnel screens and little ways to get him the ball and just hopefully get him out into space. But also, there might be a chance for him to go run a 9 route and just run past everyone and catch a long touchdown. It'd be interesting to see if BYU gives man. Almost nobody gives this team man, which makes it harder to show off that speed. But they're going to find ways to get him the rock. And, I think it's one of my favorite just kind of storylines of this whole thing is just the way that this team, loves Jimmy Horn. It's a beautiful thing. And, the way that Coach Prime has, stepped in for him and uplifted his father, but also, stepped in some roles and
Sure.
been able to play that role in some situations. And just the way that everyone talks about him, the way that, his teammates are excited for him whenever anything good happens for him, it's a beautiful thing. So I do think that they're going to find a way one way or another to make sure that he has a night.
100%.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to use his speed. He's going to find the green grass. He's going to sit down. The ball is going to be there. First man is going to miss. He's going to score.
Just like that.
Yep,
Let's go.
Just like that.
Defense, who wants to go first?
I went block bully. San Antonio is a suburb of Houston, just 3 hours away. It's much like Jackson is to Memphis or New Orleans, sitting there in the middle. So you have a lot of fan base that's going to come over from the hometown, playing in Texas his last game, playing just outside of Houston's last game. I'm predicting block bully to eat and eat well all game long.
Love that.
I took Levonta Bentley. The linebackers have been standout this year. We're obviously missing half of what made them so standout this year, Nakai entering the portal. But Bentley has he's been one of the pillars of what has happened the last 2 years at Colorado. I mean, we talked about it a lot recently. He was one of the first 2 or 3 commitments to Coach Prime in Colorado, and just completely bought in, an early believer of what was going to happen, and setting the culture that needed to change here. So let me have him with a big game, a nice send-off, double-digit tackles, and half a sack at least.
The OG. I like that pick as well. I'm sticking with the theme of a young guy having a big bowl game that leads to a big 2025, and that's Colton Hood. I think he's going to be very important to what transpires tomorrow. I think BYU's receiver, Chase Roberts, is their most important offensive player, not named quarterback Jake Retzloff. Whenever Retzloff needs a third down, needs a big play, he's looking for Chase Roberts. I think Colton Hood is going to at least spend a little bit of time on him, and I think he comes up with a big play that leads to, again, a big 2025 season.
Love it. I also picked Colton. So you said it very, very well. I got nothing else to add other than I think he gets a pick.
Sleeper.
This is where I coincide with Scotty Deep Pockets. On his offensive player, I went Draylon, because I believe there's going to be a situation as Shedeur walks to the line, does his pre-snap analysis. Then the ball is snapped. He's going to be looking at Jimmy, goes, not there. Big smile. There's Draylon up the sideline. Gone. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Give me Draylon for the sleeper.
Love it. I went with Charlie Offerdahl.
Nice.
And the reason is because Charlie's been at everything this week. He's been at all the events. He swam with the Dolphins. He's on the stage today. He's on the stage yesterday with the team. I think they're going to try and get Charlie involved a little bit here in this final game.
I would love to see that. A Charlie touchdown would be elite for sure.
It would be.
For mine, I'm going with Isaiah Harge, the two-way demon. Some are calling him the next Travis Hunter. But I think whether it's in the return game, whether it's as a receiver, whether it's as obviously a running back, or playing defense, in that slot corner, cornerback role or whatnot, I think Isaiah Harge makes at least one big play, and again, leads to a big 2025 for the young man named Isaiah Harge.
So one thing about bowl games is a lot of teams will empty the chamber when it comes to trick plays or different things that they didn't use. I'm going to put it at 1.5. Over under 1.5 trick plays for the Buffs tomorrow.
For the Buffs.
Yep.
Under.
BYU's going over.
Under.
I'm going to do like Herb Street does on ABC. I'm calling the game.
Yeah.
I'm in the practice.
I can't speak on this.
That's hilarious. No, I think one is perfect.
Yeah,
I see one.
Yeah, one is perfect.
I'm going to take the over. Yeah. One on offense, one on special teams.
I think they're just too good and better, so they don't need to.
No, you won.
Yeah, but it's just fun.
It is fun. I agree, and I think we will get at least one.
Yeah,
but
I think we get one.
I'd be shocked if it's anything more. My sleeper, I went with Alejandro Mata.
Nice.
I like Mata, man. Good pick.
Talking about facial hair Mata. It's been growing it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this then for me. But he has a chance to set a CU record tomorrow.
Yep.
For the most consecutive field goals made in a season.
Let's go, man.
11, right?
So I think
11
so.
would be the record. Yeah.
Put some
And-
respect on his name.
Swear.
Seriously, though, he has not missed since that Nebraska game where everyone wanted his head after that. And then
No,
he's
he missed against CSU the next week, but he hasn't missed since then.
either way, he's been,
been
perfect
damn
on
near 3
extra
months.
points. I think it's like 54 extra points. Let me get Mata to get that record. At least one kick.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to see too much of Mata.
You guys will love this because you live on fucking Receipt Street, Jake.
Yeah, it does.
Not as much as RK, but yeah.
No, you're like, here's the big house at the end. Right?
Oh, okay.
Cul-de-sac. You
I just live there?
Yeah,
Careful, Jake will start complaining.
Yeah, well, let him complain because I'm going to make him feel better. Mata tells me this week in practice, we're just standing on the sideline small talking. He said, hey, man, do you remember I missed that field goal and everybody was talking ish? I said, yeah. He said, I went back and just liked every tweet. So they know I saw it.
Yeah.
Let's go, bro.
Good for him, man.
Love it. All right, super chat time.
Super chat time.
A lot of
Not
people.
my best work there, but you know.
A lot of people really love when you do that.
Yeah, you know,
I'm one of them.
UNCLENEL. I get feedback. That wasn't my best work just then, but
It's because you're competing against
Yeah.
this. It's messing with the tone in your
good
ear.
call to do that before the music started.
Yeah, that would have been awkward for this guy who's just up there alone with a guitar if I just drown him out with a fight
Because
song.
you would have won.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
you sure
Of course
He was like, well, I guess I'm done here.
All right.
He's like, shit, do you guys want me to wait for you? Or?
What if he just stops
Before you
playing?
go to a super
probably
chat,
would've.
I'll wait.
Before you go to a super chat,
I'll
JB from the VI, I told you, brother. JB he said, look, I'm getting walking rage like you, Uncle Neely, out here on the Riverwalk. I'm telling you, man, go street level. Like if you walk on that Riverwalk, you're gonna get frustrated.
There's so many people. It is
Go
a lot
up
of
top.
people.
Go street level, bro.
By the way, I think I might like San Antonio the most of any person that doesn't live here.
Wow.
I love this place. I don't want to leave.
I've quite enjoyed it for the less than 24 hours I've been here so far.
I've become
No
San
complaints.
Antonio's #1 fan.
Wow.
I like
So
that.
does that make you the world's biggest Charles Barkley hater now?
Charles, I just feel like he's misguided in his opinion.
It could also be outdated. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He could have been
bro,
in
he
San
probably-
Antonio in like
He
the
said
90s.
it last week. So
What I'm saying is, he might have come here in like 1995 and
That's
never
what I'm
come
saying.
back. Yeah.
That's what I'm
no, he
thinking.
comes here and calls
He covers
games.
the
He still-
NBA.
he
He's
still
here a
believes it.
lot.
He still believes
He
it,
doesn't.
man.
TNT ain't getting
Yeah,
no
they don't-
Spurs
he doesn't
games
go-
often.
Well, and he doesn't go to the games really.
That's true. Yeah, they're in the
Right.
studio.
In the finals, though, he does.
Yeah.
Which that's been
And
a
the
mess
playoffs,
since they.
but the playoff, like I'm telling you, man, he's up to date. He just believes what he believes. He has cast his die. This is where he is on San Antonio women, and we're gonna let him be there. I'm with RK though. I've enjoyed this week here, and you know we do have a post game show, so of
course,
this
of
ain't
course.
the last. This is
Yeah.
the last pre. We got one more to go.
All right. Super chats.
Super chat us up, Jake.
Nandi's first up. She has the $21 super chat. Appreciate all the work y'all put in, how you cover the Buffs, and the good vibes you share with one another. Hashtag Auntie approved.
Thank you
you,
so
Auntie.
much.
Stan, appreciate you.
We're having the time of our lives.
Alyssa,
Here, which one are you on?
Tom. He says, $50 super chat, by the way. I ended up doing the cruise with my daughter instead of the Alamo Bowl, but we convinced Norwegian to play the game in Ocean's Bar, and I will probably be wearing my Colorado versus everybody shirt while sailing.
Hell
LFG. Hashtag the Charlie Blackman kid. Hashtag SCO.
Let's go. Let's go. You could have
crazy.
probably just convinced him to stop in San Antonio.
Probably.
Chris Evans.
Or Corpus Christi.
Chris Evans, who finally made a flight. He's on the way here now.
Nice.
So
Let's go.
He'll get here. He has family in San Antonio who are big Prime Colorado fans. Mm-hmm. Months ago, they planned the cruise. The cruise was this weekend.
Dang.
So they're missing the game.
That's
And
wild.
of all the teams to make it to the Alamo Bowl, Colorado was one of them.
tough.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, learn ball, you know?
They didn't believe. They didn't
Oh,
believe
no,
for real.
they believe.
No,
but they
right.
believe like MLK Day in Atlanta believe.
Yeah, yeah.
So go to Cruise Christmas. We're going to championship.
Got you.
They big believe.
DJ Flame to you is up next.
DJ Flame.
$50 super chat, which is crazy.
Let's go.
What does this word say? It says, "What's up, gents? F the Chiefs, F the Jayhawks."
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
All right for that.
Tomorrow I will have mixed emotions. Happy that it's game day, but also sad that it's the last game day for the dynamic duo of 2 and 12 together. Boys to Men said it best. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
So there's like a sad song playing in the background right now.
Yeah.
You know who actually said it best?
Who that?
Pat Shermer yesterday, when he said, "We're not going to realize how good Shedeur was until he's gone."
Facts.
And
Yep.
I'd like to believe that I have realized that.
I think we all did.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to come to a real realization that we had it about as good as you can have it as a college football fan in terms of the quality of quarterback that was playing here.
100%. 360 with the super chat says, "Hey, Unc, it's me, the guy that's asked for the gray jersey photo. Welp, it's the last game, and I'll ask one more time. Travis, Isaiah, and now Tyler."
Okay.
He wants all three grades together. And
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I haven't been able to capture that moment yet, but I did get another request, and it was from my man, Vending Machine. And he said, man, next time you interview Coach one-on-one, ask him, when can I get a gray jersey? I said, Vending Machine, just for you. I'm going to ask that, and it will be the end of the interview.
If you want to see all three grays together, I'll just show you the top of my head.
Gerardo with the super chat from Southwest Michigan, Western Michigan Bronco fan turned Buff fan when Coach Prime arrived. Found DNVR this time last year and didn't miss a pod all 2024. Shout out DNVR, Unk, and people like Chico, Tolly, and Dukes. Great
Shout out
super chat. Thank you.
Yeah, all the squad.
Gerardo again says, "Got married last year the day they played TCU. We'll never forget the feeling watching the game while getting ready." Fire emoji, perfect timing with the wrist.
That's elite.
That would be high on my list of moments that I wish I could bottle up and just revisit anytime I want.
The TCU game?
Yes.
Including you
Bro.
taking the banner off the frat house?
Yeah, that was a highlight of that. Have you seen that video?
No.
Oh, God.
What did you do?
There was a frat house in Fort Worth. I don't know if we've ever actually showed this video on the show. There's a frat house in Fort Worth that had like this dumb sign that was like trying to talk shit to Shedeur, but it was bad. But anyways, after the game, I figured, I'll just do them a favor since they lost, and I'll just take this giant sign down off of the side of their house. So I was just, trying to do a nice thing.
That's hilarious.
I wish we could go back to that TCU game because just the lead up to they played in the national championship game.
Oh, yeah.
23-point dogs. When Dylan took that screen to the house, just
23
Dylan balled out
dogs.
last night, didn't he?
Dylan
Sure
went
did.
crazy
Shout out
last
Dylan,
night.
man.
Shout out
to that
Dylan,
boy,
man.
Dylan Edwards.
Red ZX10 Daddy says, "I don't like the way BYU was talking. They talking like they already got the win. I hope the boys don't come out timid."
When
we
did that happen?
won't come out timid, but they have been chirping. They were chirping on the boats.
Oh, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
they've been chirping. We pass each other. We haven't chirped. We haven't initiated our chirp back.
They're falling into the trap, bro.
That's going to make for a fun day.
Yeah.
Why do you guys think this light above us keeps turning on and off?
I don't know what you're even
I have
talking
not
about.
noticed that.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Not at all.
Damn, maybe I just have a wider field of view than you guys.
Yeah, that's
FOV
it.
sliders turn all the way to the max. The real gospel chops with the super chat that just says "Sco Buffs." Thank you, sir.
Squad.
Mama T is back. $50 super chat. Super production.
This is a
Thank you,
banger
Mama
song.
Tia.
Oh, yeah.
Hype Dreams with the $5 super chat. Unk, any update on farewell events for the seniors? And where's my white/gold DT96s?
Don't know where your DT96s are. Maybe at Nike.com.
They don't have
We've been
those.
doing a lot of stuff for the seniors, but I don't think there'll be anything more because a lot of people Sunday are going their separate ways. Great deal of people are going back with family, not on the team playing. We have to understand and appreciate something. That the minute that clock hits 0 Saturday night, the quote-unquote seniors are now professionals.
Yep.
And so there's no more, hey, we need you to come do this on Monday, or
Right.
they're not college players, they're not amateur athletes anymore.
Yep.
So this part of their lives will be over.
It's crazy.
Joshua Oglesby with a $50 super chat. He doesn't say anything, though. So, Joshua, if you
out,
have
Josh.
a comment,
Thank
throw
you,
it in the
thank you.
chat right now, and we'll read it out before the end of the show. Well,
That's it.
That's it.
That is it.
Buffs are 3.5-point favorites.
Oh, man. We did not do
we
score
did not do
predictions.
score predictions. We can do that real quick, though.
I got you. 42-29 Colorado.
44-27 Colorado.
35-20 Colorado.
Same thing I do all the time. 2 touchdowns in the field goal. Colorado by 17.
Okay.
Joshua with the comment says, "Don't think I can make Mad Dogs tonight, but have a drink for me." Thank you, man. It's awesome.
God.
If
You'll
you
do that.
insist, I'll have a drink for you.
All right. This is a reverse super sticker read here because I can see the sticker, but I don't know how to describe it. So Steffi with the $20 super sticker. Yellow lemon character with a blue blueberry character jumping into its arms and giving it a
Hugging
hug.
it.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
With
Great
the
job,
number
Jake.
3 behind it
Oh,
All right.
for some
is
reason.
that Dylan?
It could be. Shout out Dylan, though.
No, it says it's his 3rd super on a live stream. That's what the 3's for.
Oh.
All right. Well, all right.
All right.
That's
I bet
it.
we got some hangry people on this team. So we got to get them fed.
Let's get them
Let's do
fed.
it.
Let's get out of here.
We got to eat, and then we're going to do a lot of drinking later at Mad
Good
Dogs.
final pregame show.
Excellent show, fellas.
Yep.
Great show.
Chat,
Thanks
we will.
to George Helow and also Kordell Stewart. Thanks to
yeah.
Unk for bringing them on.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Chat, we'll be back tomorrow for post-game show. Tune in, man. Game's at 5:30 back home, I think.
I think that's right.
Yeah, 5:30 back home, 6:30 here, 7:30 on the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll see you then.
All
Let's
right.
go Buffs.
Let's go,
Go
Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.